Thank you very much. Let them in. Don't leave until after I've finished speaking, by the way. Look, I'm so pleased to be here today, and I really need to congratulate Brian Mitchell. It was his vision and foresight to put this together. The man's obviously got great taste in whiskey, and even better taste in co-chairs. So thank you, Brian, for inviting me to co-chair this. When I first got elected to Parliament, I said there are so many parliamentary friends groups. I instructed my staff, no, I'm not joining any until I've got my feet under the desk and I know what's going on. Brian sidled up to me the first week and said, "You want to join Parliamentary Friends of Spirits?" I was like, absolutely, no questions asked. So it only took me a week. I'm from Deniliquin in the New South Wales Riverina. I'm more used to talking about water. So that oft-used quote, "whiskey is for drinking and water is for fighting over," I've heard it so many times. And finally tonight we can drink the whiskey. So thank you. Now the story of Australian spirits goes way back to the New South Wales Rum Rebellion. But thank God our spirits have improved since then. Because by all accounts, that rum was virtually undrinkable and it led to a lot of fighting. Clearly in those days you could drink the water and fight over the spirits. In the last decade, however, alone, our spirits industry has caught up to our sophisticated palates that we have in Australia. Since 2014, in 2014, there was only 28 distilleries in Australia, but now there's over 300. And as Brian said before, 60% of these are in rural and regional Australia. But all of them rely on rural and regional produce to make their high quality products. And what we now have today in Australia is an industry that is truly about quality over quantity. That's not to say we shouldn't increase the quantity of produce, but it is to say that we should maintain the quality, because the quality tonight alone, you can tell, is outstanding. And some of our distilleries, we've heard that Stuart has, he's a multi-award winning distiller now. And over there, Grandpa Jack's hasn't been around for very long, but they've got a world award winning coffee liqueur. I encourage you to go and try it. And Brian has had a lot to say about the distilleries in Tasmania. And I'm just as parochial, so I'm going to name drop a few of my gold standard New South Wales distillers, because they are also high quality, and I'm very proud of my state and my state spirits. Here tonight from Sydney, we've got Manly Spirits and Archie Rose, but also I want to remember our regional distilleries, because these regional distilleries drive local regional tourism, but they drive local jobs. And as I've said before, it's the farm to the glass, so it really is a value-add chain. We've got up north, we've got Cape Byron Distillery, which produces the internationally award-winning Brookies Byron Dry Gin. In the central west near Orange is the family-owned Jones and Smith Distillery and their signature dry gin, which I strongly recommend. And then Griffith, near me, is the Ailing Distillery, producing premier single malt whiskies. And further towards the Victorian border, at Corowa, we've got the Corowa Distillery and the Golden Lion Distillery. And don't forget, next time you're in the snow, Gingerbine has the Wild Brumby Distillery, producing phenomenal butterscotch snaps, which helps keep you warm after a long day on the slopes. And they use Pink Lady apples, bred and grown in Batlow, which we know had suffered a lot during the bushfires. So it's great that we've got these distilleries that are buying the produce and turning it into something fabulous. I also want to mention and make mention, look, last year has been tough. As Brian said, we've tried to launch this for over a year now. Finally, we've got the launch. But distilleries also did it hard, just like our other hospitality businesses, particularly those distilleries that have on-site tasting and hospitality associated with their businesses. But I also want to thank them, because so many of those distilleries helped us through COVID by turning their hand to producing hand sanitizer and other high ethanol products that have helped us keep clean. So I thank the industry and for what they've done. This Friends group is here to encourage this industry, to promote the industry, encourage responsible drinking of this high quality product. But I agree with my colleague Brian when I say that we need to look at the tax issue. The National Party is very committed to regional jobs and expanding industry in the regions. We've just released a paper on manufacturing, and we know that you need to look at the tax issues that are around. Any tax issue that curtails the growth of an industry is actually a tax on all of us, because it puts a ceiling on the industry. And I commend both ADA and Spirits and Cocktails Australia for the work they've done. The pre-budget submission is highly informative, it's robust, and it deserves to be looked at. And I